Hi guys, it's Carter, the Crusher. Guys, give me opening ideas. I don't know what to do. Help me. Send me videos of what my opening should be. Hi guys. Hello, it's Carter, the Crusher, and I am here today with another climbing video for you guys. How are all of my crushers doing out there? I hope you guys are crushing your life. If you are watching this video and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. It really helps me so much to keep creating new and interesting ASMR content for you guys. Today's ASMR climbing video is one of the requested videos I've had, and it's about just getting into rock climbing in general, and about honestly how easy it is to start rock climbing. You don't have to be super strong, you don't have to know what you're doing. It's so easy to just get started, and I personally believe that everyone and anyone should try rock climbing because it's just so physically and mentally challenging that I think it can be a really good outlet for any mental problems or emotions that you're having. That's how I use it, kind of. So I filmed some videos in my gym climbing, so that way it's not really me just sitting here talking to you guys. So you guys can actually see me climbing and, in my comfort zone, so to say. So with all of that being said, sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so you may think that getting into climbing is hard to do or expensive, but I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. You're just using it as an excuse to not go climbing. All you need is your wonderful self, your body, and that is it. Just go to a climbing gym, a local climbing gym. Hopefully you have one. If not, that's a little trickier. But make a day trip out of it. It'll be super fun, I promise you. And your first interaction with the awesome climbing community will probably go a little something like this. Hi, welcome to the climbing gym. Is this your first time? No way, really? Oh, I look familiar? No, I've never seen you before. Dude, I'm so glad that you're here though for the first time. That's really exciting. You've never climbed before? Oh my gosh, you're gonna have so much fun. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna need you to go to those computers over there and just sign out a waiver real quick, and then come back over. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of time. You can also do it on your phone, but they're on the computer there for you. Okay. Oh god. Hey, did you get the waiver all filled out? Alright, cool, man. What's the name? And the last name? That's a cool name, dude. Okay, yep, I got you pulled up there. Alright, and do you need to borrow any shoes or you want to buy any chalk? We've got some chalk dispensers around the gym. It's liquid chalk. Yeah, no, they'll do fine. That'll be good enough. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so for the shoes, they are something like this. The rental shoes, they're not very good climbing shoes, but they've got the right amount of rubber, or the right kind of rubber to put on the hold, so it'll be a lot better than wearing your sneakers. Yeah, and then you can, buy a pair of shoes down the road if it's something you want to do, if you really enjoy climbing, which you will. Okay, alright, and what size? Okay, perfect. Let me just grab those for you. Here you go. Okay, and before I send you off to go do your bouldering thing, let me just give you a quick bouldering orientation. Okay, all right, so as you can see on the wall over here, all of this area down here is bouldering. There's also an extra upstairs area for bouldering, and you climb to the top, and that's the gist of bouldering. So you see here, this one has a V0 tag, if you can see on the wall. Yeah, yep. So the levels of difficulty go up starting at 0, and they go up to like 12, I think, is the highest we have in this gym. So as you can see here, the V0 is written in yellow, which means that the yellow problem that you see going all the way up, that is the V0. So we do it by color in this gym. Yep, so you're just going to use all the yellow holds. There is a finish tag at the top. So you have to make sure you go 2 hands on the end of that problem, and that's when you fully completed the climb. If you don't see a finish tag, that means you top out. So you're just going to grab 2 hands on the top of the actual climbing wall, and that's your finish. Yeah, and then once you're done, you can either climb back down or you can jump down. I just ask that you guys fall safely. So instead of just jumping down, landing on your feet and putting your hands on the ground, we call it a safety roll. I want you to land on your feet, butt, and roll backwards. Make sure you're not using your arms behind you. Does that make sense? Yeah, just to prevent, elbow injuries or ankle and knee injuries on the falls. Yeah, you can see some of the walls are pretty tall in the back there. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's about it. That's all you need to know. Obviously, be aware of people on the wall next to you. If there's a climb that's in the way of a climb you're looking at, wait for the person to get off of the wall before you start climbing. Okay? Well, you are all set. You've got your shoes. Again, there's chalk throughout the gym. And if you have any questions or need help climbing, ask one of us in the staff hats or shirts, because we definitely are willing to help you out. All right. Well, I hope you have such a wonderful time. I know you're going to enjoy it. You're going to get hooked. If you had to borrow shoes, they're probably going to look a little something like this. Obviously, hopefully not this old. I don't have a pair of newer, rental shoes, but they'll look something like this. Obviously, they're flat. They're not super aggressive. They are comfortable, which climbing shoes kind of shouldn't be super comfortable. But the most important part is that they have the correct rubber that you want to be touching the plastic holds for, or obviously outdoor rocks. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought something was crinkling, but it's my little, what are these called? Bracelets. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Bracelets. It's save the trees, save the bees, clean the seas. Ooh, go Mother Nature. Okay, anyway, back to the rental shoes. So they will look something like this. Again, they are not shoes that you are going to want to wear for a long time if you get into climbing. But I just wanted to show you that you don't have to buy your own pair of shoes if you want to try it out. It's super easy. You just go to the gym and you can rent out a pair of climbing shoes. Pretty easy, right? I will say, if you have sweaty hands like me, you're definitely going to want some chalk, or else you might be turned off from climbing because you're climbing and you're like, oh my god, I can't hold on to these things. Get some chalk. I promise you, it will help a lot. Okay, so now that I have shown you how easy it is to get started, I'm going to show you some of my climbing and the easiest climbing techniques to make it better and more fun for you guys trying out climbing. I'm so hot. Yeah, I'm so hot. Okay, so the first video I have is a V0. A V0 is pretty much the easiest climb you'll find in any gym. Start really slow and always start on the easier climbs that you can find. So this yellow one is the one I'm going to do. It's a V0. And I'm going to kind of show you how I'm climbing and talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing. So as I'm climbing, you want to pay attention to my feet. A lot of people think you have to have really strong upper body strength to climb, and eventually, yes, that's true. You can always get stronger with your arms or with your fingers, but a lot of climbing is also with your feet. I struggled a lot with this at first. I did not want to use my feet. I just wanted to rely on these bad boys right here. And I'm paying for it. So please focus on your feet. So I want you to pay attention to how I am moving my feet almost 2 times every time before I move in hand. Move in hand. Oh my God, move a hand. So think about it as foot, foot, hand. Foot, foot, hand. Obviously, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, but I really like for you guys, beginner climbers, if you're trying it for your first time, to think about that, because it will start to get you just thinking about using your feet, and that alone is priceless. Okay, so again, this is just a V0. You want to make sure you finish with 2 hands on the top, show control on the top. And then, since this was my first climb, and you can even try this as well, I'm gonna down climb. So what that means is I'm slowly going to just backtrack and climb my way all the way down to the bottom. Not only is this good if you're first starting out to kind of get used to using your feet and thinking about what you're doing on the wall, but also if your first climb is this one, it's good to down climb because you want to warm up all of your muscles. So here, I just want to show you a few simple tricks. I want to show you a few simple tricks in everything I climb, but especially I just want to show you how to make it easier to climb. If you are doing it wrong, obviously it's gonna be a little bit harder for you to climb, and you might turn yourself off to it. So I would love to give you guys some simple tips you guys can think about when you are going in and trying out climbing for the first time. So I kind of want to show you the start of this yellow one again, and I want to show you how you can use your legs better. So the first 2 times I'm going to climb it correctly. You can see I'm straightening out my leg, and I'm pulling my hips into the wall. So this brings my hips closer to the wall and my hand closer to the hold that I am going towards. So you could see there that I was standing on one leg and pushing with the other. And then all of a sudden the hold was right in front of my face. Instead of if I'm just here and I just keep my feet down and doing nothing, I'm just doing this, pulling up and then grabbing, and it seems so far away. So here you can see I made it a lot harder because I just kept my feet down almost like a frog, and I just used my arms to pull up. Yuck, that's too much on my arms. Okay, again, you want to turn and push, and there, the hold is so easy to reach. I don't even have to do anything. Okay, so again, finding the V0s, you don't even have to go above a V0 on your first day. It might be good just to climb it and start thinking about climbing it correctly, using your legs, making it easier on your arms, and you'll have so much fun. Because again, having to climb correctly like this with your legs, and even though the holds or jugs are pretty big, it's hard because it's almost like a puzzle. Like you have to figure out how to move your body correctly in order to make it to the top. And that is what's so satisfying and fun about rock climbing. The next one I'm going to show you, I'm stepping up. I'm going to a V2. Okay, again, if you are beginning rock climbing, you could definitely do some V2s. It gets a little hard after that, but if you're starting to get the feeling of it, you guys should challenge yourselves. Again, that's what's so fun and addicting about rock climbing. I could just talk about it all day. As you guys can see, it's a very tall wall. It's an underhang, which means it's very, very steep, and then there's a roof that kind of juts out, as you can see in this video here, and the fall zone is very, 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 very far away from where you are. I would say if you're beginning, please don't climb on anything super overhung and high like this, because you might hurt yourself, and you also probably won't think that it's very fun. You'll probably just think it's scary. Now the one I'm climbing on, it's about the same height, but it's not overhung. So yes, as you can see, I am definitely into that. So We are going to start climbing this one here. I'm climbing the pink route. Again, this is a V2. And I'm just checking my route before I start climbing. You always want to do that so that way you know where you're going, which ways you want to move, and where your holds are. So let's again pay attention to my feet. So I'm trying to move my feet at least 2 times before I grab a hold. And I am pushing my hips into the wall by using my legs. I'm pushing myself closer to every hold before I grab it. The top out here was probably the hardest part, but again, just using my toe digging into the hold. Match 2 hands on the finish, and then of course be over dramatic when you finish. Guys, you have to do that. It's a must. And then falling safely, you want to roll instead of land on your feet. Oh, here comes my... Okay, Josh. That was my boyfriend being completely inappropriate. Hi, guys. Welcome to the rock climbing gym. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this pink one had a really, really interesting start, and I wanted to show you guys some tips to help you. I think it was it could be really informative problem here. So the second move is what I wanted to show you guys here. As you can see, my feet are up, and it looks like I'm pushing with one leg and standing on one leg. However, since the hold I am going for is the other direction of where my knees bend, I'm falling away from the wall. So let's fix it. Let's put our other leg up. So we want to have a high foot with our other leg. And we're going to toe this hold that they've placed here. We're going to toe it, and that means we're going to make sure the toe of our shoe is on the hold, and we're going to pull. Almost like we're, grabbing something and pulling towards us with our hands. We're going to do the same thing with our feet. So we're going to toe the hold and think about pulling in towards your crotch, and your knee is going to go over your foot. So just watch as this happens here. So our toe is pulling our knee and our hips towards the wall. Our hips go up, our knee goes over, and boom. The hold is literally right there. You don't even have to use any arm strength. Okay? And then again, I'm just showing you here that we are... Oh, I can't reach the hold. The hold is too far away, so let me mix it up. I'll put my foot up, and I'll press my leg down, and there the hold is. Again, no arm strength required. See, guys? Climbing is easy. You just have to know how to do it. Oh my god, that's why it's amazing. I love climbing. It literally is like a puzzle for your brain. It's a sport, but the best kind of sport. The one that is just mentally challenging. So, again, it is for anyone and everyone. Okay? And it is easy. You don't have to be super strong. As you could see in those 2 moves, I literally was not using my arms. I just pushed with my feet, and I was like, oh, there it is. There's the hold. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is a very basic, kind of hard, but also kind of easy technique. It's called a heel hook. I talked about it before in my previous video, but it's honestly fun to try, and if it's your first time climbing, throwing a heel hook up might be difficult, but once you do it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that felt so cool. Like, it makes it so much fun when you do these almost advanced, but they're not even that hard techniques, because you'll realize that just putting your body in a different position helps you stay on the wall so much easier. And it's super impressive that, climbing is a thing. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to show you a climb with a heel hook here so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So this one, purple one, it's a 4, so it's a little bit harder, but again, it has a bunch of heel hooks, so I just kind of wanted to show you. So the start was a heel hook, pull it towards your crotch, and you're just going to pull your hips into the wall, pull your knee over your toe, and it'll bring you right up to that hold. Right here I do it again. I'm going to heel, pull, and reach. And I still have that heel hook, if you can see, and we're going to actually double heel to finish. Okay, so this is super, super cool, this climb. I was trying to find one heel hook, and then I ended up finding a problem that has heel hooks the entire way up. So when you do a heel hook, here I can actually show you with my climbing holder. This was an old one Josh was setting and it broke, so he brought it home. Oh god, that was almost a disaster. Okay, you guys see that? Yeah. Okay, so and with my fake shoe here, I'm gonna show you a heel hook. Okay, so you want to place the heel in a deep dish, obviously part of the hold. If the hold was something like this, you don't want your heel kind of facing in and pulling down. You don't want to be pulling down because you're probably going to slip off of the hold. Here's what you want to do. You want to pull your heel in sideways to the hold, and then you want to rotate your knee so that way you're really cranking. Your toe is pulling out. So you can go here. You don't want to just be resting and pulling because it'll slide. See how it's sliding? You want to put your heel in and then rotate your toe out. And then when your toe rotates out because your hips are pulling, it might be really hard to explain like this. Then you're like solid. You're like cammed in there. You're stuck. And that's what you want. Then you can pull yourself over your heel. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of try and explain that a little bit. I talk about it more in my other climbing video, talking about bouldering, that has more techniques in it. So if you guys want to check that out, please definitely check that one out. But yeah, I just wanted to show you a climb with a heel hook here. And let me just zoom in here, and I'm gonna show you that heel hook a little bit. Okay, so I'm placing the heel, and then I'm turning my foot out a little bit. That way I can pull my knee over my foot, and I'm pulling towards my crotch. So when you heel hook, most of the time, that's the direction you want to be pulling with your hamstring and with your calves, is toward your crotch. And then I actually do it a little bit differently here. I toe in to the top, and then I heel hook. And this heel hook helps me just match, because that hold at the top is not very good. So if I put my heel on, I can pull myself towards the wall. That way I can let go with this hand and match on the top. If I weren't heel hooking, I probably would have fallen off, to be honest. So that's why heel hooks are important and can be a really good beginner thing to kind of learn or teach yourself to make you be able to take your climbing level up to the next. To be able to take your climbing up to the next level. There we go. So we just talked about heel hooks. There is a toe hook, which is obviously, say, again, we're going to take this guy out. So say this where you hold. A toe hook is obviously using this part of the rubber up here for your toe, and it goes on the hold like this, right? So you're using your toe instead of your heel to help shift your hips or keep yourself compressed on the wall. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys. I filmed these videos a little bit before I was injured, and I have very short legs, so I found out, my coach said that I would probably never be able to do this toe hook because my legs are so short. At the time I didn't know that, so I kept trying over and over and over again. And I just want to show you guys because I think it's funny, but it also is a really good example of a toe hook. And I also want to show you that falling is a huge part of climbing. Like 90% of bouldering, at least, is literally you just falling. And then that 10% of the time when you make it to the top of your climb, your project, it's like such a rush. And that's why we get addicted to it. And I'm sure if you try it out and you make it to the top of a problem you didn't think you could do, you would be like, all right, bet this is what I'm doing all the time now. So here's a toe hook problem. So it's a double toe hook. It's literally on the start. So you get your first leg up. You have to toe hook and you're bicycling. So you're toe hooking with the top foot and you're pressing with the bottom foot. So you're compressing. It's called a bicycle. I honestly don't know why. Maybe because one leg is bent, one leg is straight. But you're smushing that hold with your feet. You're compressing. It's called a bicycle. And then you have to go to a toe hook. And let's just see how this went for me. Okay, so this was the only attempt where I actually was able to grab the hold. And then there's falling, and falling, and falling, and falling, and falling, and falling, and falling, over and over and over again. So kids, don't be afraid to fall. It's definitely gonna happen. Okay, a type of climbing we haven't talked about yet is some of the easiest but also hardest. It's slab climbing. Slab climbing is one of my favorites. It's my boyfriend's absolute favorite, I think, definitely. Because again, it doesn't require you to be super buff and super strong, and you don't even need to be able to do a pull-up to slab climb. Like, honestly, I'm not being dramatic. I actually know a girl that's better than me at slab climbing, and she can't do a pull-up. Seriously. So slab climbing is where a wall is either vertical or actually less than vertical, less than vertical. So you're basically climbing up an incline. Sometimes it can be straight up and down. Sometimes it's really like you're crawling up something, and it's super easy. But I love slab climbing because it's all about the feet. It's all about balancing, moving slowly, being precise. There's a level of having to have finger strength, obviously, but a lot of slab climbing is all about balance. So it's really, really fun, super satisfying, just all around a good time. So if you're starting out, I highly recommend trying out some slab climbing because you'll probably impress yourself with the level or the grade of climbing you can do if you are able to learn how to use your feet. So the start, 2 hands, obviously on the small chip, and we're just leaning over, standing on one leg to grab those small holds. Obviously it looks intimidating because the holds are tiny, but it really is all about your feet. And now this move here, after I get that high foot, I'm literally just pressing and standing up on one leg. Same thing here, I'm just standing up on my legs, and ta-da, there is the finish. I know I made it look super easy. Definitely not that easy. You have to know what you're doing. But it's easier in the sense of I'm not using my arms that much. I'm really just stepping and walking and standing on my feet. So when you are slab climbing, I'm going to get out my handy dandy hold again. You want to think most of the time about, instead of standing like this, kind of like you would think you would want to stand on your toe like this. When you get really small holds, so say you were standing on something like this here, if you're standing up on your toe and you're like this, so your heel is up, you're easily just gonna slip right off. That's not what we want on slab. So what you want to think is getting as much rubber on the hold as possible, so you want to bring your heel down. Do you see how now there's a lot more rubber on the rubber? What? A lot more rubber on the plastic, okay? And when you're pressing your heel down, you're actually more likely to stay standing on the wall. Okay, so it's all about balance. This took me a lot to go from standing on my toes to relaxing almost and thinking about pushing down through my heels instead of pressing up onto my toes. You want to push down through your heels. Super important for slab climbing. Again, that took me forever to learn. I'm still not very good at it. I probably didn't do it all the time in this video, but whatever, no one's judging me. Or maybe you are, and that's fine. I deserve it. I should be better. So 2 hands on the start, and I think I go no hands here for a second to show you guys it's all about the balance. Oop, there we go. Hello. So that was just me balancing, and as you can see, I'm doing it correctly. I'm not standing super far on my toes. I'm letting my heels fall down and continuing to press downward. That's what's going to help you stay on the wall. And I'm showing you here that I'm really just standing on my legs, just walking across the wall basically to get over there. And just a little, side note, if you guys are struggling with a problem and you really want to get it, but you are stuck on this like one move, you can climb up a different problem that's right next to it and get in the position that you are struggling on. So I'm going to kind of show you guys so it makes more sense. So here I'm using these green holds. It's an easier climb, like a 0 right next to the purple. And I'm just going to use the green holds as much as I need to get back into that same position that I was just in. And there we go. So now I'm back in the same position, and say I was stuck on this next move. Now I can just try this move without having to start the problem over. If you're new, people are thinking of climbing up like this. You're just pulling, pulling, pulling. Totally not the only thing that climbing is. So this is a press. So as you're going to see, I'll show you, I'm going to flip my elbow and I'm literally just pressing, almost like a dip, right? Or a push-up. It's all about pressing down on the wall. And it's the total opposite of pulling up, actually. So as you can see, my elbow's flipping up, and I'm literally going to just use one hand and press and stand on top of my foot. And I'm going to show you one more time just how I flip my elbow up, and then I'm just going to press and stand. Here's also a hand-foot match to make it easier. I'm just placing my foot exactly where my hand is. That way I can almost do a pistol squat. But again, you get to use the hold to help you pistol squat. So going back to climbing is easy. Yes, it was kind of like a squat on one leg, but you have this semi-decent hold here that can help you. So it's like an assisted pistol squat. So again, not that hard. You just have to know how. Since we are on the topic of toe hooks, I want to show you a little bit harder of a problem. That is using another toe hook at the start, and it's actually a really fun move. And you kick to a toe hook. Look at that. That's so cool. It felt so cool to do that. And you have to hold that toe hook in order to match those holds at the top, or it's really impossible to do. So this was such a fun problem. Oh man, I miss climbing like this, you guys. So again, just trying to make every move as consistent and steady as possible. High foot and a 2-foot start. Finish. That one was cool. I love that climb. That kick to the toe hook was so cool feeling. Again, another reason to get into climbing is so you can do really cool things like that one day. Alright guys, same thing with the slab. I'm going to show you a little bit of a harder slab climb. Back before I was old grandma. This one also has a heel hook in it. So it's a heel hook and slab, so it's kind of combining all of the aspects of climbing. The pulling, the pressing, the balancing, the little foot techniques. So let's give it a watch. The start is a heel hook, so we're going to put our heel up, pull and reach, and kick over. And we're just going to keep pressing and pulling at the same time. So we're standing, pressing, pulling. It's all the climbing. So here's, you're going to watch, I'm going to flip my elbow, and I'm going to press and pull to get myself up to the next hold. There is the top out, just like that. So again, you see all those little techniques all in this one climb here. That one was fun, pretty cool. Again, I think that one was about a 6 or something like that. And I love slab climbing, especially the more dynamic slab climbs like that one, where you kind of have to kick over and use the pressing as well. They're so fun. And what you have to look forward to when you guys get good at climbing, because I know you're going to want to climb after this video. Oh my god, I'm getting so hot. I got my hair a mess today. This messy bun is more mess than it is bun. it's me, and oh, I just thought of like, okay, sorry, it's me, obviously. It is hot in here. I'm not putting a sweater back on. I forgot to do the outro, so here I am doing my outro for you guys. I hope that you guys got something from this video. The main thing being, go climb, go do it. Even if you're climbing outside, pretty much all the same things apply. Just be safe, use your feet, and try and think about your climb before you actually climb. It's not as hard as it looks, I promise you. I really appreciate you guys for requesting videos for me to make. I really appreciate that you guys are thinking about it, and I have a lot of fun making videos that you guys asked for me to do. So if there's anything you would like to see, it doesn't even have to be climbing related. If there's anything at all that you guys want to see me do on this channel, I will do it. Again, I have just a bunch of pages of ASMR ideas, but I'm not in a hurry to get those done. So I'm definitely willing to make videos that you guys want to see, because I wouldn't be making these videos if it wasn't for all my crushers out there that are watching, that hit that subscribe button, and that are supporting me. Thank you guys